Welcome to the Take It Home podcast, a podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons 17. Tonight, I am joined by our usual group of beat up and lost voice companions. I'll give a hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, the Outlaw Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social media at Z Hendricks Brand. And if you want to look up your mama's favorite shooters, out of town favorite tag team, check us out at Country Air Official on Facebook and Instagram, and Country Air Brand on Twitter. And I'll pass it off to the senior official.
Guys, referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV # for the ref brand and Waffles. Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. How was your breakfast hunt this weekend, Perch?
Oh, it was wonderful. Started off this morning with a couple of pancakes. They were quite delicious. I had some Tim Hortons over the weekend. It was incredible. My goodness. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a biscuit with a biscuit on the side and a coffee. Damn good. I had some pizza out in New York, which was incredible. We had some buffalo wings from the Anchor Bar in Buffalo, New York, which was incredible. And had a Philly cheesesteak out there in Philly, which was
You just getting fat out there on the East Coast.
Big time. Putting on some muscles here.
You put on that accumulating mass with Purchase on the East Coast. Doesn't eat much when he's in the Midwest, but got to get a little bit of everything when he's on the East Coast.
Yeah, made sure to get it all. That straight cheese pizza from Queens, New York. Best cheese pizza I've ever had in my entire life.
Yes, that's how
I don't even need a topping on it. Why would you?
Yes, it's good straight. No condiments necessary.
So good.
Me myself had a similar to Perch. I had a sausage and egg bagel on Saturday. It always hits. And it was funny because I think K-Dot had one earlier in the week, and then my mom had sent me a message about one, and then I had one. So it was solid sausage egg eaten for the Simmons family. Sunday, K-Dot made some pancakes, chocolate chip, always come through. Yep. Chocolate chip was oozing as I was cutting into it. Very sensual. Enjoyed myself. Also, shout out to the Curious Crow who did concessions for All Heel. Was getting late. Wasn't sure what I was going to have on the way home, but I did stop by the concession and check out what their menu was like. Very high class. I had a lobster grilled cheese.
Bro, yeah, I saw that. I was pretty shocked about seeing it. I was like, lobster grilled cheese?
Yeah. Like the cheapest thing on the menu was like $15. But definitely worth it. Very good. It was very good. I would recommend it. Josiah had a truffle grilled cheese. That looked pretty good too. It was very well. I was very satisfied, very surprised. If they're at the next All Heel show, I have to try the rest of the menu. Zach, what did you have?
I actually did have some breakfasts.
Oh damn! I kind of set this up with the plan that you didn't.
Love it when a plan doesn't come together. Well, yeah, I wanted to try to contribute more to the podcast, so I'm sacrificing like waking up early for more breakfasts. I had some hard-boiled eggs, eating the whites. Really like not to like put Doc over, but Doc always gives me workout plans. I really like try to want to commit to a lot of it. So like I'm trying to do like everything he tells me, not half-assed. So I'm trying to eat more breakfast. So doing like egg whites, and then Saturday before All Heel, Val made me 2 over easy eggs. We had like a steak we just warmed back up, and then some pieces of toast, and like I made a little steak egg sandwich.
Nice. Sounds good. Well, I'll make this work. Since you didn't come through like I needed you to come through with no breakfast, the one thing that always comes through is that banger of the week. Yeah, I still flipped it to what I needed to. Perch.
Week's banger of the week. Speaking of what you need to inject this song right back into your head. We've all heard it when we were younger, but forgot all about it completely because it's kind of a very select song, but heard it over the weekend, and man, it jams, and it brought me right back to Skeeter's room at Doug's uh, house, Doug's block at what was it? Funny, Doug
Doug
Funny,
Funny,
and
yeah.
what was the town called? I can't think of it.
Oh god, yeah, I can't remember the town's name.
But the band from Doug, the Beats,
Yes, yeah.
Killer Tofu is the song.
Oh,
Just the song has no business shredding the way it does.
there. That and I Need More Allowance are
I
songs that
need
I
more allowance.
randomly sing in my head.
There we go. It's a two-pack this week because it's none other than the Beats coming from Doug. Some Killer Tofu, and while you're on it, need more allowance.
Yeah,
'Cause
need more. I mean, if
that's
we're
the
gonna just put all
nostalgia.
over the in show songs, also banging on a trash can.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, banging on a trash can.
yeah, I was
Absolutely.
like I am a big Doug music fan. Yep. Oh, but hell yeah. Oh god,
Yeah.
beats.
Yeah, so that one hit and definitely had to be the banger of the week. It still holds up.
Like you're
Bluffington was the town that they were at.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Zach, were you a Doug fan? I feel like you were not.
No, I love Doug. I'm disappointing you all this podcast, baby. I'm out here making you think I'm not eating breakfast, hating Doug.
Yeah, not thinking you're eating breakfast. Don't think you know anything about Doug.
I know. But yeah, no, I love Doug. Skeeter, I always thought it was cool, like all the different color characters, Skeeter, Patty Mayonnaise, all them. Big
Okay.
Doug guy.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Big Doug
that was what I
supporters
was
on this
gonna say.
podcast.
That's what I was gonna say. Doug was like when I was young, like how you had to do the summer reading program.
Hmm.
Doug was like they had books at the library of Doug, and like
Yeah, I
as a
remember
kid,
those.
like I didn't like anything but cartoons. So like my mom's like, Zach, they have Doug, and like his series was like the first book series I read. So yeah,
Really? That's interesting.
yeah, that's a weird fact. But like now that you brought up Doug, like yeah, I remember like I was very big into reading those books when I was like fourth grade.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that might be a topic for another time.
I
Uh,
won't remember anything about the book, so please don't
no,
quiz me.
but
But
I just it's like yeah, that was a book series, and just hearing that was like somebody's like first book series. You're definitely the first person I've ever heard that.
yeah, Scooby Doo was second.
And, you are also the first person for me to hear that too. So,
Yeah, like if it was a cartoon comic book series, like after Doug, it was like, all right, I'm in like Scooby Doo, Captain Underpants after
no,
that,
yeah,
all
Captain
that.
Underpants, but like for first book series, like
Yeah, definitely was
it's
Doug.
peel back the curtain for my generation. It is usually Goosebumps.
Oh no, dude, I was a big scaredy cat. I don't fuck around. I didn't fuck around. I love horror now, but
Yeah,
like
you know, gonna. What are you talking? You love horror movies now?
I love it now, but as a kid, man, like I couldn't do it. I like even the Goosebump TV show, like was just like not for me. I was just like go on my cartoons. So
That was the thing. Like, I am not big on horror movies now, but
did
the
you?
Goosebumps TV show, books, and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Were had
What
to
about
had
did
to
you?
have that.
There was one other thing. I know we're off subject a lot, but there's an animal morph book type deal.
Animorphs. Yep.
Yeah, my brother that was his series, but I
Yep.
remember that book.
Yep.
I
Yep.
know that was
Animorphs. I probably did like the first three. There's like 4 hour dissertation on the Animorphs books about how crazy it got that I keep needing to listen to. Because they do very good 4 hour diatribes on things. But yeah, no, Animorphs was one for me as well.
I figured like knowing like how you are, I was like Now we're talking about books since we never do that. But yeah, I was like,
You
oh,
like
good doc.
we're educated.
Who
We
this book
have
talking
read pages.
about?
All right, enough with the nerdy reading. What did we watch last week? Let's go back to you, Zach.
Me, I've been watching a lot of like Ring of Honor. Just a lot of rewatching. I watched like the Briscoe matches again with FTR. Um, I watched our matches again. I'm trying to watch the match we did this past Saturday, but it won't download for me. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
have
have to
to.
check it again tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one having issues, but
No, yeah,
uh,
it's when he posts that, it's like if you don't get to your match immediately, especially like when it doesn't have when it's just by the file name, when the file name isn't the match name, you're probably not going to get it because everybody hops on.
that makes sense. But yeah, no, I just watched some. I did watch some of our old matches. I watched a lot of the Bang Bros matches. Like I watched their Zillow Pro match in Tennessee. I watched the match they had at Berwyn's at the Berwyn Eagle Club for the Berwyn Championship Wrestling match against the family, but not the family. Just amazing his tag team.
Uh, are they family over everything?
Yeah, family over everything. There we go. It was family something.
Yeah, family over everything. Definitely want to work them too at some point.
Yeah, yeah. Like there was homeboy, just like the big guy was doing some like crazy stuff. I was like, all right,
Yeah, Mike Strong, he's
yeah,
super agile for his
yeah.
size.
Super was into it. It was fun watching it. Yeah, about like a lot of Bang Bro matches just to get prepared for the weekend. And I did watch our Ghetto Gear Solid match to prepare for the weekend. But other than that, like I'm actually watching Raw with my cousins right now. But that's about it.
All right. Perch, what did you watch?
Yeah, been starting to watch DDT pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I knew it was just a matter of time.
Hell
Uh,
yeah. Super fun.
yeah, really being introduced to it and finding some new factions, some new characters, new styles of pro wrestling,
Yeah.
learning about veterans as well. It's awesome to be introduced to veterans who you've never heard of before, because you know that they have a whole body of work where they've established themselves, but it's a whole world that you're brand new to.
Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying like a Jun Akiyama. He
Yeah.
was the 6 man match that I watched, and the respect that he has amongst everybody. Um,
In the wrestling, for people who know about him, very respected.
yeah, and I've heard his name, time and time again, here and there. Eddie Kingston certainly on TV. But yeah, it was an event from probably just a couple weeks ago. Jun Akiyama, Tetsuya Endo, and Yusuke Okada against Hiroshima Hayaguchi and Masada, um, and a damn good match. Just cool to see everybody and to get introduced to new wrestlers and characters.
Yeah, I
Um,
love their shows because their shows you see the full gamut of wrestling.
yeah, yeah, you really do, and they have their characters and different, stables or factions, whatever.
Mhm.
It's different. It's a different
Yeah.
presentation.
Yes. Yeah. Very
It's
different.
it.
Love DDT.
Yeah, I'd like to be exposed to kind of the roadmap of it. Um, and yeah, it's a fun company, and they'll be running a show coming up. So I want to be familiar with them and learn as much as I can.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like that is actually the GCW DDT Pro show I am pretty excited for.
yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Me too. I've kept in contact with a handful of people that I met over in Japan, and I'm messaging back and forth and really excited. Some are coming over to see it, and I've been asking them about DDT as well. Kind of picking their brains. And Doc, I could use some good research or any info that you've got on me too for a nice
I'll
roadmap.
give you a show. It was like Cyber Festival, I think from like 2 years ago, where it's them versus Noah. Very good. Very good show.
Good, good. Um, yeah, just great pro wrestling that's going on. AEW last week was great. Loved it. That Jeff Jarrett match was phenomenal.
Yep.
I really enjoyed it. Jarrett's one of those guys where I don't like him or dislike him, particularly. Got to give it to him. And the match he had was very entertaining. I loved it. Um,
I
and
think the thing
yeah, I was
with Jared is that he knows he's hated, but he like feeds into it well.
He knows what to do with it, and I think maybe it's my mind. He's getting more. I'm feeling more comfortable with him there because he's been off and on throughout my entire life. I've never watched him as a steady character on any show.
I think it's
Sure,
kind
maybe
of the
WCW
the
early
Triple H
on.
thing, where as you get older, like there was that period of time where you hated Triple H, but you realize like, oh yeah, I was supposed to hate you this much. You're good at what you do. Kind of the same thing
hmm
with Jeff Jarrett. Is like, oh yeah, that was you were trying to make us hate you that much, and you succeeded.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I get, and it was a good episode that I enjoyed. Um, the beginning with big promo kind of setting it up and setting the tone.
Yep.
See a sense of direction, what direction we're going, and it was good to see the cake to the face. Love a good cake to the face. Um, and then the finale was a damn good match. The big tag teams leading into Kenny and Jericho and the House of Black in there as well.
Yep.
Damn good.
Very good. Very good. Kind of the same as y'all, but on different sides. I watched a bunch of the Bang Bro matches because hey, we had them this weekend. So I watched them versus Boros twins. I rewatched them versus Rascals. Um, watched them versus Locked and Loaded. Gotta scout your opponents. And then I watched the Dynamites last week. The triple threat, 6 minute or triple threat trios was very good. And then the storytelling that started with that first match with Blackpool Combat Club versus Dark Order and Page. That I guess they were fighting all throughout the show. I might have just missed that, but then brought it back at the end so that we get that awesome visual of Hangman with the Elite having his back. I am liking heel Blackpool Combat Club. Big fan of that. And
Me
especially
too.
like Yuta being kind of the biggest mouth, but the bump guy. With his mouth getting him in trouble. Big fan. Um, what else was on that? Yeah, the opening promo. Um, I'm surprised they didn't wait longer to go ahead and bring their four pillars together. But that was a very good. That was maybe my favorite Jungle Boy promo and maybe my favorite Darby Allin promo. And then it definitely felt like maybe the call in the back was kind of speak from the heart because it felt like Sammy spoke from the heart and kind of forgot that he was supposed to be a heel until the very end and was like, oh yeah, and these guys suck as well. Like it was just an afterthought. Like he got way too into it. It was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to not be liked. Um, awesome debut of Taya Valkyrie. Big fans in the Simmons household. Uh, uh, I've been very impressed with the evolution of Jade Cargill and to bring in Taya, who they share a finisher. I think, the story's right there to write itself. Cassidy and Jeff Jarrett, very good. Orange Cassidy is wonderful with his selling. They have really been working over the knee. And I think the minds of Jarrett, Sanjay, and Lethal to try to find workarounds to be jerks and cheat was very good. But yeah, solid week of wrestling. Yeah, I'm sure I watched some Raw last week, but I can't remember it because that was last Monday. But a fun week of watching some wrestlings. And I guess since we teased it, Zach, what did we do this weekend?
Yes, sir. This weekend we had two epic matches, two really good matches, most
Two
importantly,
very
two title
different
matches.
matches.
Two different, two very good, two very different. Two great tag matches in my opinion. Both for some titles. Both with old foes. Like it's always
Yeah.
great to have new opponents, but sometimes, like as Doc would say, classics are a banger, and the trilogy finally got completed this Saturday in Mattoon, Illinois. Country Air versus the Bang Bros for the 0-1 USA Tag Team Championships. 2 years, a lot has changed. The Bang Bros have proven that they are one of the best tag teams in the country. First time we met them, they beat us. Second time we met them, we beat them. It was time to determine a winner. And Doc, how'd it go?
I think it went pretty well. My only really complaint about that match is maybe in a different promotion because this was the Bang Bros debut. So they had to work to get that crowd behind them against the big baby faces that are Country Air, which was a bit of a struggle, but from fan perspective, you hear a lot of people saying that's one of the best tag matches they've ever seen live. So that makes me feel good. I think it was a match that kind of highlighted the growth of both teams. And more importantly, we are still the tag champions.
Yeah, I mean, like retrospect, we started like as a tag team when they did, and like everyone sees like the progression and like they have been killing it. And it was one of those matches like I was like, man, they're like kind of like, been really killing the scene. Are they even gonna be excited about this end of this trilogy like we are? When they came and they were hyped and they were ready to go, it was like, all right, cool. Like it was definitely cool. I don't know, just good feeling. Like we were like, I remember the first match where like we weren't expected to do nothing and like had that great magic to just like be like, oh, they've been working like top tier talent, and we were able to still keep up and like have a great match with them. It made me feel like a little bit more validated. Like,
Yep, it was really good. I get. I mean, yeah. I never needed the validation, but it was good to know that the crowd was super into it. Everybody was super happy. I mean, it is a good feeling to know when people are like, yeah, that's one of the best matches I've seen live. So I
yeah,
can't deny that. But yeah, we went toe to toe with some homies that we haven't had a chance to go against in a while. Hopefully the next one isn't in another 2 years. But yeah, was very happy.
yes, sir. I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy this match happened on Saturday because I don't know how we've gone if this match was on Sunday and the
Yeah,
match we
match
did
has been
Sunday.
reversed. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, because Sunday, all heel wrestling, March of War. It was Country Air versus another old rival, Ghetto
Yeah.
Gear Salad. We've beat them once. They've beat us once. We've had one no contest,
We have only had one straight up wrestling match.
but we won. And then they reversed the decision. They won.
Yeah, like we have had only one legitimate, just one man in, one man out tag match. And this was not it.
No,
Um,
no. Yeah, I feel like lately it's just been like they want to brawl, and
and we are always down to go on site.
yes, sir. We brought broken tables out. We brought pans out. We brought the beer. They brought the twisted teas. We brought the high flying. They brought the power. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like this was the first. This was one I'm still feeling.
Yep. No, yeah, this is definitely the one that has me more battered and bruised tonight. But yeah, it might be on site, but I'll work those guys 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Um,
I'll
hopefully
do it
not
7
all of
days a
them
week,
will
every
be
6 hours.
hardcore, no rules matches,
Yeah.
because tend to be a little hurt afterwards.
Bro, like I got a chair hit at me and a second chair, and then I'm like, oh, maybe it's done. Like 20 chairs after that, thrown nonstop.
Yeah.
At one point, we almost hit everybody's.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Rashad Cash, you gotta come for the belts. I still want to hit air. I'm gonna prove we can hit everybody's on you.
Yeah. That is what we need to do. It's like, yes, we won, but being unable to hit our finisher is a bit of a black mark in matches against them.
Yeah, like I want to prove that we're the best tag team, and the only way to do it is like our finisher has to take out everyone.
Yeah.
But
But very happy with it. Definitely going to be keeping on the icy hot on the ankle and wearing compression socks probably for the next couple days.
yeah, we became all heel tag champs.
Oh
And
yeah, that
before
happened
like
too.
yeah. But I gotta get going. I guess I'm at my cousin's place. I just wanted to kind of make sure I got on, but I gotta get rolling, guys.
All right, brother. You have a good night. Catch
You
you next
too. I'll
week.
see you guys later this week.
Yep. Perch. How was your weekend?
It was a very fun weekend this weekend. Ventured out to the East Coast for Game Changer Wrestling. Uh, Started off in Philadelphia where I got that delicious cheesesteak. That was wonderful. We had the team of Ref Adam, Scarlett, and myself. We went. We had a show at the Melrose Ballroom in Queens, New York, on Friday night, St. Patrick's Day. The Melrose Ballroom was an amazing venue. Um, just from walking in, it was a kind of a modern feel to it. Um, a floor level and then a balcony level as well, and a stage, but the stage wasn't huge. So it was almost like an arena made for pro wrestling or something kind of intimate setting, and it was perfect. They
Yep.
had
Yep. Us Lapika boys love us an intimate setting.
yeah, and this was incredible. They had a big video board on the backside opposite of the camera, and when you looked above the ring, there was a video board above the ring, but it was in pieces, like on purpose, but it was like stretched out, almost like shattered glass, kind of, but pieces of a board. So it looked kind of cool. It added a cool accent to it. Um, yeah, very fun show. My first time ever in New York. It was cool. The traffic is for real. I think we ended up driving at one point at 2 in the morning, and it was just as much traffic.
Vic,
It is
yeah.
here at 4 in the afternoon. Like,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. I don't want to be on the roads around here. Out there, it's bad at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning on a on any day. It's wild.
Yeah.
You go under a wrong tunnel and
Yeah, man, you are kind of fucked.
fuck. That's like 2 miles to get out, and then you have to flip it. You can go right back through that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it was an incredible show. GCW Eye for an Eye on Fight TV. The first match I had uh, was Los Macizos versus Rina Yamashita and Sawyer Rack. Those four put on a banger match. Rina Yamashita is the ultraviolet champion coming into it. Los Macizos are multi-time, but not currently, GCW tag team champions. And Sawyer Rack is just a monster uh, who tears people apart inside the ring. It's awesome.
Yep.
And those four really went at it. They started out with both fighting on the shoulders of their teammates, and it was pretty good. And pure chaos broke out. And at another point, it set up for a top rope Doomsday Destroyer to be done, and later a top rope Doomsday Superplex to be done. I don't quite know what that was, but it was all of it. It was all of it. What do they do up there? All of it. I don't know how to explain. It was cool. Um, yeah, great match overall. Really enjoyed. Um, the next match I had that night was uh, a lucha match with Bandito against Gringo Loco. Uh, love anytime I get to work with those guys. Bandito, I've had many great encounters with. Um, got to work with him and his company when they came to Chicago most recently. Gringo Loco is someone who I've learned a lot from lucha in Chicago, and it was an honor to have those guys match. Gringo pulled off a top rope reverse angle slam. I've never seen anything like it, and
No,
and
it
it
seems
was
like he was
crazy.
inventing shit all weekend. So
Yeah, yeah, Gringo was on another level. Going back to that podcast, however many episodes ago, Gringo Loco is on another level.
we'll bring that topic back. Always a good one because I'd say Sawyer Wreck right now. Also,
Yeah, Sawyer Rack on another level. She tore it up in Milwaukee and she bled blood at La Pica Lounge for all of us. She kicked ass, and that was a moment where I'm like, she's like one of my favorites. So her and Rena to be teamed up was like my
yeah,
all-time favorite.
yeah, that was probably good for you.
Put put Dis and Alex Cologne as a four-man team. I'll take the four against anyone. um, yeah, in any environment. But yeah, just incredible. Fun to be working with these people and learning from gaining experience with them, and sometimes driving and and uh, and picking their brains. The next match I had was Joey Janela against Grim Reefer. Reefer is a legend on the East Coast, from New York, so it was his hometown. Uh, Place was going nuts for him. Joey Janela ends up cutting a promo at the end, putting him over big time. Um, it was awesome. It was cool. I had much respect for Grim going into it. Um, but just like pro wrestling does to all of us, it paints a good picture that we can all, feel a connection with. And whether it's inside the ring, outside the ring, part of a storyline or not, um, you can believe your own truth. and and yeah, that was he was speaking truth about Grim Reaper, and it was cool. Really, both good guys. Great match. Very innovative. Uh, Grim hitting some good springboards. Oh yeah, I should say right after he put Grim over, the place was like, yeah, going nuts. And then a big run in, and he got
Of
beaten
course.
up and was just murdering. And it got me hook, line, and sinker. That's why I don't have a voice today, probably. Because yeah, I didn't see it coming. He gets beaten up from behind, and I'm like, dude, I've got like so much respect for this guy already, and he just put the icing on the cake. Um, yeah, what's going on here? So I got him out of the ring, made sure he was safe. I like Grim Reaper matches. He's a good guy.
Yeah, super
Good.
entertaining.
Yeah, and it's someone who can have ideas and he'll give you a straight answer with. Very cool. He hit a DDT off the middle rope, and it was cool. Very cool to see the way he hit it. It was onto a chair as well. Um, and then the main event that night was uh, Masha Slamovich going up against Nick Gage for the GCW World Championship. Intense. Gage won that championship from John Moxley, who held it for a year plus. Yeah, it's huge. He's the man, the effing king, the effing god of this. Yeah, he's big, and Masha is on another level
Real
too,
deal. Yep.
and she's rocking it.
That
And
match with her and Mickey James was pretty good.
yeah, yeah, just going there, crossing that line, and knowing how to do it. Um, they had a hell of a match. It was a good war. Nick Gage was defending his title. At one point, went to spear Masha through a door, and Adam Galt got in the way.
No.
And referee went through the door. It's a good brother out there. It's a guy who's helped teach me a lot. Mentor of mine. Another going down. Like, no, no. What is this? What's happening here? But one thing led to another. Masha hit her finish in the corner. I came running out and I went for a pin. 1, 2. And Nick, I swear to God, with everything he had, kicked out at the last second. It was crazy. Coming running out into a sold out Melrose ballroom. The place was loud and a big kick out. I didn't know what to feel. Masha stood up and hit 2 pile drivers. 1, boom, stand up. 2, boom. Didn't even go for the pin. No, she did. Nick kicked out at 1. Right back up. She ends up getting him for a chokehold. Gage couldn't fight out. He went down. He was still alive. I was right next to him. I drove to the venue with that man. I know how he's feeling coming into the game, especially as referees. We know how wrestlers are feeling, and we give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and we've got their best interest in mind. And I knew that he was holding on for everything he had. And I was nice and loud for him too, because I know how he is, and he likes to be in. And he was in the fight until I went in and grabbed his arm, and he had no fight in him. And I had to call it and ring the bell. And there's a new champion in the process. It was heavy. It was heavy.
Akira, the proud deathmatch husband.
Yeah, yeah. It was a heavy story. I still weigh heavy on me. I raised her arm. I was scared with Nick. My God, he does not like referees. Put it aside that we rode with him. That's just for all business purposes and knowing how we are professionally. When it comes to in the ring, he is an animal and a beast and has a record for not liking referees. He
Yep.
constantly took out Ref Adam. Like, that was a scene, so I didn't want to get too close, and I got out
Smart move.
and right away checked on Adam. Like, dude, that's a lion in a cage in the middle of New York. Like, I had to go and make a run for Adam, and I didn't want to leave him hanging, but I had to get out, and that was a real moment, and to be a part of it was incredible, uh, and yeah, it was a cool time, a great introduction to New York, and fun storytelling in pro wrestling. Could really feel that emotion. And as Ref Scarlett and I helped Adam out to the back, we sang happy birthday to him because it was also his birthday. That was the kicker of the night.
Yeah, great way to end it.
We went up to Buffalo, New York the next day. There was a company called ESW, Ash from production. That's his home promotion. He's been doing production there for 10, 12 years. Yeah, 12 years, I think. Um, and he gave us opportunities to get on the show. It was a big show. Yeah, he ended up getting on one match, SGC, with Mance, Justice, and Manders versus Infinity and Beyond
Oh, okay.
with Delaney and Cheech,
Yeah.
who we've talked about before on this podcast because I know I've had their matches in the past, and
Yeah.
great innovative
Kyle
tag teams.
shared a locker room with Delaney maybe once or twice, and he was super cool.
Mm-hmm. And their team member was Starboy Charlie, Starman Charles. That was a
Yo,
man.
did he change his name to Starman Charles? Is he 18 now?
No,
I
no,
hope he
no.
does change his name to that when he turns 18.
But that's how I was introduced to him, and that's how I always take him. He is a grown man. Don't let the demeanor fool you. He is young, but he is a polite, um, young gentleman, a good dude. Starman Charles. He wears Grateful Dead socks, and I'm a big
So he's over in your mind.
yeah. Yep,
That's
that's
a
how I
grown
say
man
him
right
on my.
there.
Yep, yep. I'm a fan. I remember at the Collective in Indy when Big Juicy and I were working that back door, um, making sure fans weren't getting in and letting family in. Um, Starboy Charlie's family came up, and Juicy knew him from training with him, and introduced me to them. And they were the nicest people in the world. And I didn't know their son, but I knew the love that they had for him, that Juicy had for him. And it was awesome, very cool. And I got to see them watch their son that night and take it all in. And that was all before I ever met the Star Man. So, yeah, I've had a kindship for the man ever since meeting him, meeting
That's
his
fair.
kind parents.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Through Juicy, some good West Coast people, good West Coast folks. So yeah, it was an absolute honor to be in there with him and the whole crew. Um, my first ever match at ESW Buffalo, New York. It was a different kind of cold out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Different kind of cold. It was biting from the bones. It felt it through the whole body.
Yeah.
We stopped and got wings at the Anchor Bar and some Buffalo dry rub. Best wings I've ever had. Good wings up in Buffalo. Um, but could see why Bills fans put people through tables because you need anything to stay hype because it's cold.
Yeah. Just trying to feel
Lambeau is cold.
something.
Lambeau is cold, but it's not that cold. I've been there when it's super cold, and sure, it does get that cold, but I'm sure Buffalo is that on the regular.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it was awesome to experience. Very fun place at the Riverworks at Buffalo. The next match I had was for their tag team championships with the High Seas, the champions, against the new Backseat Boys, managed by a legend, Johnny Cashmere. Was Trent Acid's tag partner as the original Backseat Boys in ROH, CZW, East Coast, and all over back in the day, and all over the world. Very cool to meet Johnny Cashmere. Um, uh, never had the honor to work with those guys or see what they're all about. So to experience the East Coast match for this Milwaukee boy was very cool.
No, yeah. I think we've all seen like a couple of their high speed tag spots. So they're definitely somebody that everybody copies. Or if you don't know you copied because you copied from somebody else, you're probably copying from them.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, it was a great time. Um, fun, fun show all around. Great to meet everybody. We had a blast. And then the next day, we're out to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We hit up the Niagara Falls, and wow, that was incredible. It was snowing. Um, it was winter, definitely cold. And if you're going to experience Niagara Falls, felt that was the best time to really feel it. It was like walking up to Lambeau Field in the
Yeah,
winter time.
it's definitely, I think, a better fall winter visit than spring summer.
It was so majestic, incredible. Those moments that just take you away. The places pro wrestling, can take us when we're giving everything we got to the business, everything we can. Um, it's wild and a very fun time. Cool to see Niagara Falls. Canada was incredible. We hit up the Tim Hortons, some good food, good coffee. Uh, Referee Brad was there. Uh, remember him from my earliest days at freelance wrestling. Um, and him being from Canada, wasn't able to come to the US for a while before the world changed and got back to normal. Now we're able to go there. He's able to come here. He's a good dude. He was there. It was Ref Brad, Adam, Scarlett, myself. It was a blast. First match I had of the evening was Matt Cardona against Sexy Eddie. Wild match. Yeah, Rough Rider finish. Crazy.
the the
The-
worm to the cover. I don't know what to
yeah,
call it.
yeah, yeah. Something
the
else.
the
Something else. You gotta
crawl.
you gotta seek that. You gotta seek that one to get the talk. You gotta see me in person to talk that talk that
Okay, all right.
match.
'Cause I saw clips from there are a lot of clips of that match. So yeah, we'll talk in person.
That was wicked. That match may blow up in its own rights, but that's to be decided. No opinion. No comment. As a ref, sometimes you draw a straw, and every once in a while your straw gets pulled, and you never know what you're gonna have to do or be there for. You take it for the betterment of professional wrestling,
Yeah.
and
It was good. It looked entertaining at least.
yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Um, the venue was amazing. It was a cool place. The Opera House balcony seating all the way up. Um, and the final match I had of the night was the next Gringo Loco match. It was Gringo against Jack Cartwheel.
Yep.
Uh, we watched Jack Cartwheel and Starman Charles team up on the AEW the other week. It was cool to work with those guys over the weekend. And Gringo against Jack Cartwheel was unbelievable. Getting more character and more storytelling into matches is Gringo, and adding more elements. At one point, he saved lives like nobody I've ever seen before.
Basically.
there's there's a handful of clips and moments in that match. I just watched the match earlier, pops. And, yeah, incredible, proving why he can do stuff no one else can do. And yeah, it's wild. Gringo against Jack. At one point, uh, Gringo Loco's on the apron. Jack Cartwheel does a
Like
cartwheel,
off.
handspring, um, backwards leap right onto Gringo's shoulders. And Gringo catches him and spins him for a base bomb onto the apron, going to the outside of the ring. Now, he spanned from the one side of the ropes in the ring all the way to the apron to the outside. That was the wildest path I've seen since Dre taking that power bomb from Max Holiday. Four,
Hey,
4
I
years
didn't
ago,
do a bunch
5.
of flips to get there. I was very sad to get there.
The act of going backwards over that top rope is something very few people on earth have ever and will ever experience. And that should not be taken for granted. It takes a village to make something like that happen.
Yeah.
And to willingly go backwards over the top rope is is a
Yeah.
sight to behold and should be praised. And Doc was right there, and I remember it vividly, and I'll always remember it. And in the case over the weekend, it was Gringo who was right there, and he was able to catch Jack, and just with everything he had, caught him in that base bomb. Boom, crowd went through the roof. It was a wild moment. One thing led to another. Gringo hit his reverse angle slam off the top rope into a spinning Rikishi driver, ka-chunk, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, wild finish, wild match, great weekend.
Nice. Yeah, definitely a couple clips are going viral. Yeah, that base bomb on the apron. Yeah, no. I'll take the base bomb on the apron, but I don't think I'm getting there how Jack Cartwheel got there.
That path, the flight path he took was unbelievable. And
Yeah.
the strength and muscles and the control of one's body
That
and
both of them
precision
have to make that work.
to make that work. Yeah, it's some of the best stuff I've ever seen done inside of a ring. Some of the wildest stuff I've ever seen done.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's get to the topic this week. I asked the boys, maybe we'll get Zach's next time, but this was a topic I stole from the homies over at What Are We Even Doing Here podcast with Christian Rose and Damien Deschane. And it was create a Dream Mania card only using previous Mania matches. I will go first. So first match I have, let's start off with a little popcorn match, get everybody excited. But a surprisingly good match, and that's going to be Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Miz and Morrison from WrestleMania 37. I know Logan Paul's getting a lot of love, but as far as I'm concerned, Bad Bunny is probably the best celebrity wrestler who wasn't doing it full time. Really enjoyed that match. Bad Bunny constantly had impressed me leading up to it with everything he was doing. So big fan of that one. Next we have Bobby Lashley with Donald Trump versus Umaga with Vince McMahon. Hair versus hair match from WrestleMania 23. This was at a time when I think I wasn't watching wrestling, and this made me buy the Mania pay-per-view. Match itself, it's a young Bobby Lashley. He is not the almighty yet. We all, looking back now, recognize how good Umaga was. But the storyline of these two billionaires feuding and that we get do-rag Vince McMahon after this, I think it deserves a spot. Next, going to go to a women's match. Mickey and Trish from WrestleMania 22. This is the infamous lick spot storyline. Is Mickey is Trish's stalker. I think just for that one moment of the lick, I think it is deserving of being on my Dream Mania card. When you think about Trish's legacy and Mickey James' legacy, this is just a weird match that stands out just for the storyline that it was. To bring him back, I am going to go with the first Money in the Bank ladder match, which was Edge versus Jericho versus Shelton Benjamin, Chris Benoit, Christian, and Kane from WrestleMania 21. I think this is the point where we really started to see that Benjamin is just a different breed of athlete. I think this is the first time we get the run up the ladder. I believe it's into just a clothesline on that one, but is the first to do it. This gives us the ultimate opportunist and Edge, which caused me to hate Edge when I was a huge fan of Edge before this. So very emotional for me. Got to get a tag match in there, and I'm going to go with one that was, I think, better than people give it credit for, and that was Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Steph from 34. This was Rousey's debut, and I think she carried that match when I watch it. Like people have varying opinions on her now, but I think for that night, and to get Angle back, though, it's kind of sad to see that he can barely move. But to get Angle back in a WWE ring in WrestleMania, Rousey's debut, where she's kind of carrying that match, I think it was a very special moment. And then for my main event, it has got to be the match that got me into wrestling, and that's going to be Austin versus Shawn Michaels with Mike Tyson as a special guest enforcer from WrestleMania 14. This was the match that made me want to watch wrestling more. Was a huge Mike Tyson fan at the time, and when I heard he was going to be in WWE, just the thought of, hey, does he know this isn't real? It was super intriguing. Great match. This kind of like really takes the Austin era to another level. You get Tyson ripping off the DX shirt to reveal Austin 316 shirt. Just lots of good moments, and it was the one that like really made me a fan. All right, Perch, what do you got?
I wouldn't have a full card booked because I never know when it comes to a whole card.
No,
But
yeah, I don't think that was a full card. That might have been 6 matches.
a handful I would definitely have right before intermission would be Edge against Mick Foley from WrestleMania 22.
Okay.
Um, that was a damn good match, good feud, good fire, good table, just all out, balls to the wall. Um, I would put the Triple H and Undertaker Hell in a Cell in there. That would probably have to be the main event.
Okay. I had a Taker match. Um, it did end up getting cut, but I had chose Taker versus Styles because I feel like everybody picks Taker versus Triple H or Taker versus Shawn. And they're like best Taker Mania matches.
Yeah, yeah.
For
I
a
would
reason.
put
They're very good.
I would put that one as the final match, but I would also put WrestleMania 17, Taker and Triple H in there as well.
Yeah.
Um, call it bias, but those are two of my favorite matches of all time. To
No,
me,
they are
it
they are picked every time for a very good reason. They are very good.
I mean, 17 for me growing up was like WrestleMania. That was everything. Looked at that logo, it was beautiful. Taker coming on the bike. Um, yeah, and hitting Taker with that sledgehammer in the Hell in a Cell. It just came full circle, and I would put that one right there in it too. Um, Rock Hogan would be in there
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
for sure.
That's one
Uh,
of those where it's as a worker, it's about moments, and that match was just about moments, and that's what makes it epic.
That was the first one I remember watching at my friend's house, and uh, and yeah, we got the pay per view. It was great. Um, Eddie Guerrero against Kurt Angle in WrestleMania 20.
Yep,
Was it 20? Yeah, it was 20.
that was
Oh,
another possible one.
so good. Kept you on the edge of the seat the whole time. uh, really like that one. That's a fun one to go back and watch. Just the same. Um, and I'm trying to think of what my favorite John Cena match would have been at a WrestleMania.
Mm, uh,
When he lost to The Rock,
Yeah, I was
That
gonna think like
probably stand
either
up and
that
fight that.
one or versus the Fiend, though that's not really a match, but a cinematic experience. Like those are my two
Yeah.
favorites, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Triple H entrances too.
No, yeah,
Um,
yeah. You got to get a good
that's so many good ones.
Motorhead Triple H entrance.
Yeah.
Gotta have it on there. Um,
Yeah.
that's why I went with the Triple H Steph tag. So like, we get them both.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite ones. It's like, oh, it's he's cute. um, just going to give some honorable mentions on my side for matches that people might have forgotten that existed that I really enjoyed. Jericho versus Roddy Piper, Jimmy Snuka, and Ricky Steamboat from WrestleMania 25. Um, Jericho being very disrespectful to his vets. We would never, in the great state of Wisconsin, we would never be so disrespectful to our vets. But you get him kind of really beating down on Piper and Snuka, who don't seem like they can hang. But then you get Ricky the Dragon Steamboat come out, and they go like they go, and I popped so hard. I did enjoy Ricky the Dragon Steamboat when I was younger, when I was like not super into wrestling, but he was like one of the guys I connected with. So to see him in his old age go with Jericho, who is at the time like one of my favorite modern wrestlers, to show that he can still hang, I freaking loved it. China versus Ivory from 17. That was my other women's match because this is Right to Censor, which might be the most hated faction in WWE of all time. Don't know what we were going to get all the time they came out and stopped us from just seeing boobs, but we probably never were going to see boobs. But they get China to stand up to Ivory and like rip off her skirt, like freaking hormonal teen Dre. Nothing better. Uh, Harley Race versus JYD from WrestleMania 3. I was also a big Junkyard Dog fan. Um, our trainer, Beer City Bruiser, big Harley Race fan, trained by Harley Race. So when I went back and watched this, I was just super into it. Yeah, I love JYD anyway. And this is just a really good match. We have King Harley at the time. It's good stuff. Yeah, just want to give some attention to some other ones that I feel don't ever really get talked about on favorite Mania matches. But Perch, what do you have coming up this weekend?
This weekend, we got a little bit of AAW this Friday night. Yeah, gonna be a really fun time. The card's been getting released. Um, yeah, those shows are always great on High Spots Network. Um, AAW Epic. Um, this one's gonna be at Bourbon Street, which is gonna be a fun time. Um, I like that Robert Ego Anthony is back
Yep,
in AAW. He left freelance and he's with AAW.
very
I like that
intrigued by that match.
Mance is there. Um, Queen Aminata is there. Kelvin Tankman. Um, yeah, a lot of great people. Really, really a lot of good people to learn from. And that'll be Friday night at 7:30. Probably some live tapings beforehand. It's going to be a blast. And then Saturday, off to Grand Rapids, Michigan for Warrior Wrestling. That'll be on Pro Wrestling TV. That's going to be a wild show too. A lot of people in the house. Um, a lot of fun matchups. I think Arez is going to be taken on Vikingo, uh, and many more matches to come. I can't wait. It's going to be a fun time back in the Midwest this weekend, and experiencing celebrating pro wrestling.
Hell yeah. Um, And for Zach and myself, Friday we will also be at AAW, helping out, doing the thing. Maybe be on in a live taping, but looking forward to it. Like I'm really looking forward to that Jake something Ego Anthony match. It just be for as long as I've been wrestling, which isn't that long. Ego has been freelance only, so gives that little bit of an invasion feel for me. And when I started going to indie shows, I can remember when Jake something was in our position on the pre-shows, on the early matches. This should just be a very good one for me. And then Saturday we are headed to what is Cleves, Ohio, to make our debut for Battle on the Border. We will be in the Golden Ticket Rumble. And I expect either me or Zach to come away with that golden ticket and see a future opportunity and Battle at the Border. Super excited. Have not had a chance to officially debut in Ohio. I did the Impact tryout at the Arnold Classic. That was there. And wrestled there, but an official debut at a promotion, at Country Air, new state, which is always a goal, 5 new states a year. So super looking forward to it. Should be fun. And with that, about time we probably start taking it home. Perch, any final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, this one hit hard.
Oh, yep. Meant to say something at the beginning, but let's get it in now.
This was some news that came over the weekend and really rocked the community. Not just referees, but the pro wrestling community. I'm sure his community as well. Referee Sean, Patrick O'Brien, Man Bun. From the first day, we went to St. Louis.
Yep, Glory Pro.
Many years ago. He welcomed us like fam, introducing us to people and showing us what was what. And he kept that every day I ever met him. Like,
Yep.
Guy who treats you as if you've already been at the party that we're all at.
Yeah. Yeah, Ref Sean. One of the earliest like refs that stuck out to me because he was so welcoming. I made a post about it. You can definitely feel like a stranger when you go to these other promotions, but SPO never left you feeling that way. He always acted like you were a good brother that he's known for years, always made you feel welcome. Last time I saw him was a couple weeks ago at Anarchy, and I didn't get a chance to go say hi to him because I knew that was his debut and he was going over things. I didn't want to interrupt. I wanted him to have his success, but messaged him afterwards and was like, next time we'll be up, definitely, make sure I say what's up to you. And unfortunately, that did not come to pass. Definitely rocked the wrestling community. It's one of those where, damn, that man is super loved, and I hope he understood that.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible. Last time I saw him was, I believe, Halloween, and just I had a blast working with young students and myself, who I've learned from him. And he said vice versa. Hey, we all learn from each other. He's like, shit, I learned from you.
Yeah.
And that puts things into perspective. Like, wow, we all are in it together and we're all trying to get better every step of the way. And helping someone out and lending a hand goes a long ways. And yeah, Sean was as good as it gets. Great dude. Yeah, like you said, he always made you feel like he knew you for years.
Yeah.
And in this business, it goes a long way because we need the confidence when we step foot inside that ring. Do you think Dre would be going to the back over the top rope without confidence?
Without confidence and trust.
We build confidence inside this world, and guys like Sean are people who build up your confidence. And you have to know why you earn it, but when you know that you earn it, he's right there to build you up, always make you feel great. Will always be missed, and the impact that he had on all the referees, all the wrestlers, all the production, the families of people, the family of his own. Um, yeah, I'm sure his community feels it as well. Um, yeah, much love and RIP, Sean Man Bun.
Yeah, much love, brother. For me, once again, very appropriate. Everybody, please take care of yourselves. Watch out for your health. It's super important. You will be missed. With that said, enough sad moments. No one say negativity, just sad feelings. Sure to follow us on all social media. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell all the promotions to book us because we want to wrestle and ref in front of you. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. One.
Yeah.